Hello everyone, my name's Dan Nightingale. Welcome to my garage, which is now a valid place to perform my stupid comedy. I don't know what this is. I've been asked to do it by my wonderful friend Kelly, and I am happy to just pretend to be a normal comedian in this corona-affected era that we live in, where all of a sudden doing stand-up videos, sat down on a couch your wife won't have in the house because you found it on Facebook Marketplace for 20 quid. You thought it was a bargain and she thought it was shite. So now it's in the garage. I've got like lighting. This is it, brick wall. It's like a New York comedy club except way more depressing. And there's a child scooter in the corner. So, it's fine. And I know how to, I'm getting good at the technology now. Start of all this, when the lockdown kicked in, lost all my gigs, which is fair enough. I'm not whinging. There's bigger things at play. All of a sudden, people were like, "Oh, we're going to do a Zoom meeting gig." I'd literally never heard the phrase Zoom meeting in my non-professional real world. I literally do this shite as a job. And then all of a sudden we're on Zoom meetings like, can you log into the meeting? I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't care. And people doing Zoom family quizzes. Like, what? Oh my God, Zoom family quizzes. If you did a Zoom family quiz during the lockdown, you have a better functioning family than mine. Like, not like my wife and my kid. Oh my God, we're great. We're absolutely, I picked them. They're brilliant. I'm talking like parents, stepmoms and brothers, sisters, that I could, apparently you get to write your own questions and put the quiz together. Each household did a round. I would ruin lockdown, the quiz and Christmas within one question of round one. Like, question one, round one, Dan, it's your household. Is it? Nice one. Question one, Dad, why the fuck did you marry Linda? Hey, laptop down. See you in 2022. So, yeah, I am getting used to it, technology-wise. Don't know why I just sort of rearranged myself. Like, this is it. This is my moment. Thanks for letting me get back involved with showbiz, guys. Really appreciate it. I'm not a big fan of technology. I'm addicted to my phone, like every other moron. Can't put it down. I do the loop around, like the OCD loop of like, check your email, check your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and then I end up on internet banking, which is one of the more annoying habits I've got into, like checking my internet banking. I'm not wealthy in any way. Look at, you know what I mean? Like, that pillow's from B&M Bargains. So when you've got cushions from B&M Bargains, things aren't great, are they? But I check my NatWest internet banking. Like, I actually preferred it back in the day when you didn't have internet banking. You just had a bank card and someone would pay at the start of the month, and then you just kept using it until it wouldn't give you any more money. It was almost like there's like a simplicity to that life that I really enjoyed. Like, you felt like a millionaire for the first 10 days of the month, but by like the third, fourth week, you're like, I don't know if we're going for a drink, because I've got my bank. I don't know. I'll put it in the machine. It's like a little depressing lottery, like beep boop beep boop boop. No, I'm screwed. Of course I'm walking home. Can't afford a taxi, can I? Dickhead. I go around on the internet banking. This is how OCD I am and mental about the internet banking. I resent the fact that direct debits come out in the middle of the night. I find it unnecessarily sneaky. Do you know what I mean? It's like, why don't you take it out of an afternoon when I'm awake? Be a gentleman about it. But it always comes out like in the middle of the night, which makes me think every company I've got a direct debit set up with has got some miserable shit that does like, well, you're not coming home tonight, Jeff. No, not tonight. Tonight's direct debit night. Flask of strong coffee. Let's make people sad at breakfast. I find it really annoying. And I'm not even OCD. That's self-diagnosed. Like it always is. I'm just one of those boring sods that's trying to make themselves seem more interesting by self-diagnosing an illness. It's always OCD, isn't it? Like people do a couple, but they don't go like full blown, like, oh my God, it's self-diagnosed polio. It's always like OCD, like they never are like, oh my God, I'm OCD. I check internet banking 4 times a day. Like, oh wow, you're so mental. You've made this dinner party way more fun. I'm so OCD. I've hoovered twice this week. Good, you grubby bastard. Do it more. It's your house. You're meant to clean it. It's not a syndrome. It's called the chores. Like, oh, this is the one that really annoys me. But people love doing this. I've got such an addictive personality. You're like, are you sure, Barbara? Because that's a Galaxy caramel you just polished off, not a crack pipe. So let's get it in context. It's a sweetie, not Breaking Bad. Did you see that as well? That was me getting the old... this is the hat I wear. I'm not a hipster. If anyone's watching this going, what's he doing in his garage wearing a trilby? This is a bald man's redemption. This is like, I can't wear a wig because, obviously, and just as like a self-defense mechanism on stage to just whack that on. I've got these, because I wear these glasses and I'm bald. So when you're a white guy and you're, I felt like I was complaining about being a white guy. And I tell you what this year has taught us is that's not going to get you much sympathy. That's not what I mean at all. Like, and at the same time, I'm not saying I love being white. I'll stop talking. This is bad. But what I'm saying is when you're a white bloke with these glasses, people love telling you which other white guys with shit glasses you look like. Because it can't be racially insensitive because, of course. So I just started sticking the hat on and that stopped. It was great. The worst one ever, and it wasn't a specific celebrity like, oh, Harry Hill, Heston Blumenthal, like, it was an audience member told me I looked like a Danish sex offender, which was one of the more brutal heckles I've ever received because I knew what she meant. Like, that is a little bit freaking it. Like, I know I'm from the north of England, but if you saw me like, oh, have you ever been to this part of Copenhagen? You'd be like, get the kids away from him. We should never have come to Scandinavia. So, yeah, here we are in my garage. Just dealing with the effects of Corona. I've now got COVID tits. I don't know if you've heard about that. It's a lot of people. It's like the unseen killer of the coronavirus. It probably won't. It's not going to see anyone off just yet. But in 10 years, because I basically ate a 3-month biscuit supply in about 5.5 days. I panic bought a shit ton of biscuits and just like comfort at them. Like, oh no, the statistics are terrible. Oh, I need to wear a mask just so I don't stick any more fucking biscuits in my face. I've actually got COVID tits, which is a terrible affliction. They're firm as well. I've not necessarily had tits in my life, and now all of a sudden I'm suffering with COVID. Like, they're at that point where, honestly, they're budding. It's just an unfortunate turn of phrase. If I was a 13-year-old girl and it was 1995, my mum would take me to Tammy Girl for a starter bra. That's the level of tit we're at. I'm in love, and that's honestly, it's the best thing I've ever done. Meeting my wife Laura and being married, and we've got a little, and she's 3.5, and that's absolutely super. Best thing I've ever done. One of the worst things I've ever done for my waistline, because you just meet someone and feel content, and it turns out, you know, a lot of the reason I stayed thin when I was single is just because I didn't like getting naked in front of strangers, you know. And I meant when, you know, I met a girl and we decided to get naked, I just didn't whip my dick out in Costco. That's obviously gonna, you know, make you feel a lot of things like shame, and you're gonna lose your membership. But yeah, we just you know, feeling a bit cringy, like, oh my god, I know we've just met, but I don't really know you. Don't judge the jiggly bits. And now we've been married 6 years, and like literally wiggling and waggling our jiggly bits at each other is essentially foreplay. I can get laid in my house doing the truffle shuffle. That's not that far from the truth. And that's nice, isn't it? Just getting all big together. Like if you're in love and you're getting larger, that's nice. Just like that. I love you. I feel a little bit weighty. Shall we go on a diet? No, I'll just buy a bigger bed. That's nice, you know. Will you ever leave me? No, I can't get out the door. I like it. It's just comforting. And when we have sex, oh, that's amazing as well. That's like, have you seen the bit in Madagascar 2 when the hippos are like, Moto likes you. I like 'em big. I like 'em junky. So good. This is probably good that my wife's on the other side of the house, because she's never heard me do that in my comedy, and I don't think it would go down very well. It's very nice. It's nice being married when you know, I said that sort of nervously. I genuinely think it's, I just think it's phenomenal. It's quite freeing. No one ever talks about that. You know, when young men talk about marriage, it's like, oh God, you'll settle down, you get tied down. I loved it. And you just get to start wearing what you want. Look at the shit I'm wearing. Like, look, it's from TK Maxx, that's from eBay. It's just most of my wardrobe is just the crap that was on sale in Burton's. And it turns out that that's now my fashion. When you're younger and you're single and you're trying to seem attractive to people, you peacock and you wear expensive clothes and tight knit or skinny jeans. What an awful time that was. Because I was already a tubby little white man. Skinny jeans came out and I'm jamming my pudgy little northern legs into skin tight jeans and then just waddling around nightclubs like I'd pooed my pants. And that's all gone now. Because I'm married and it's not important anymore. I can just wear what I want. Fantastic. Don't worry about it. Any younger men watching this who are single, you might be thinking, well, Dan, what if women don't find you attractive? I don't want them to find me attractive. I'm married. I can't afford for them to find me attractive. And then you'll be thinking, well, what if your wife doesn't find you attractive? And that shows a lack of understanding of modern marriage, because as long as my wife gets an extension on the back of our house in the next 18 months, 2 years, I could wear what the fuck I want. And honestly, if that extension has got like bifold doors, which I don't 100% know what they are, but I'm assured they are the tits. As long as it's got bifold doors that open out onto the garden and she can put that shit on Instagram, I honestly think I could wear a pink leotard all the live long day. My daughter would just be gipping round the house. My wife would be like, look at that sexy pink bastard go. Woo! I like him pink. I like him chunky. So, yeah, my daughter's 3.5. So she's our first. And just incredible. Like, it's been brilliant. It's getting easier now because she's 3.5. And you relax as parents. Like initially, we were so jittery, like all new parents, you're just so nervous because you're more in love with your child than you've ever been in love with them. Like, and then also you don't know that they don't explode. Like you have that irrational fear that your newborn's gonna pop. So you're just very jittery. Like every bedtime, you'll have the baby monitor on way too loud and just overreact to every cough or hiccup. Like, is she choking? I think she's choking. She's not choking. She's got wind. She's a baby. Is she dying? She's farting. You need to stop drinking caffeine in the afternoon because you're making yourself mental. And then you're both running upstairs like in tears, like, oh my God, is she all right? It could be the Ebola virus. Well, I don't know what the Ebola virus sounds like. It's totally ridiculous. Now, our daughter's 3.5. We are like grizzled veterans. After bedtime, I would honestly love to know what sound you'd have to hear through that baby monitor to get even one of us off the couch. Like, we could clearly hear our toddler say, Mummy, Daddy, there's a man coming in through the window. And I think at least one of us will be like, whoa, 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 whoa. Let's see if she settles. It's really weird because that works quite well in comedy clubs, but in that silence, it just made me think, what a nasty thing to say about the child that you love loads. One of my favourite bits in my whole set is when people don't get that that's a joke and sort of sit there going, oh, no, Dan, that's honestly, that's really bad because there's an intruder. Like, just take it like on face value, like, there's an intruder, and if your daughter's saying that, there's danger. You need to go and see what's happening. I tell you what, I'm so OCD. I couldn't leave that. I'd have to go and see what was upstairs. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I do know what you mean. You're boring. Okay. So this has been great, but it's getting quite warm in the garage. I've worn this jacket, and I did that thing where I committed to the look. And about halfway through this 15 minutes, I started regretting it because I started getting under, my COVID tits. I started getting a little bit of sweat there. And that's one of the worst bits of summer, isn't it? I know we love like nicer weather and we pine for it during the winter, but one of the letdowns of the British summer is when you get under boob sweat. My friend calls them tit tears, and I'm quite close to it. So thanks for listening to my nonsense. I hope you enjoyed the rest of the show. It's been an absolute pleasure, everyone. Cheers.